There was no legitimate purpose for the guardianship. Social worker notes, commenting on basically all the trouble that Susie and her mom kept causing, how pissed off that Susie was for his adult children being his decision maker. But, like, legally, like, that's the standard. We're his next of kin. Who are you? His estranged sister with a history of abuse? Okay. So she wasn't supposed to have any control, any power, and that doesn't fly with Susie. She has anger issues. She is obsessed with control. She's like a textbook dangerous person, not the right person to be in charge of anybody's care. The day before the guardianship petition was filed by Susie, the social worker note described how Susie kept calling her to the room multiple times that day, and the social worker had to keep telling her over and over again, "You're not the decision maker. Talk to the decision maker. If she changes her mind, then you could call me and we could talk." That was the day before the petition filed, to cut us out of his recovery and God knows what else, basically just rob him. She had it explained to her many times, but even the exact day before she filed the petition, she knew very well he did not need a guardianship. It was not necessary because the social worker and the case manager all specifically described this to her, and there's notes of them specifically explaining all of this to her. She knew, and the note documented she voiced understanding that not only is she not the decision maker, that's only his children, his adult children, because he's a divorced adult, that's the legal standard, that not only is she not the decision maker, and she needs to cooperate with the actual decision makers, it also says she voiced understanding over the fact that there is no need for a legal process right now. She voiced understanding and then filed the petition the very next day, first thing in the morning. There's no legitimate purpose for her to even file that petition, and she knew that. That's what the evidence flat out shows. There's no question of that. She knew there was no legitimate purpose for her to be guardian. So why did she file it then? Because she intended to rob him. That was the only possible answer left, if you ask me. And to this day, I've not seen one bit of evidence that there was any legitimate purpose to this guardianship whatsoever, including the fact that she never paid his bills. The only bills that got paid were auto bills. Well, maybe like a couple of bills here and there she would occasionally pay, but nothing major, nothing big. Definitely nothing as big as the transfers that she would send from his accounts directly to her own bank accounts. That was where almost all of his money went, straight to her bank account and straight to Jennifer's bank account. So not legitimate. Oh, and if it was legitimate, if she was actually trying to help him, she would have actually paid his taxes on time and not caused a penalty to incur by the time that we got a hold of his accounts and could pay them for him. His taxes that we had to pay because she never bothered, was over $40,000. Over $40,000 thanks to all the penalties that she incurred from liquidating all his assets at once and using that financial advisor to churn all of his accounts and allowing him to take abusive fees from all of his bank accounts. Plus, I find it so interesting who the lawyer was who made his brand new will that happened to be made right before he died while he was under her guardianship. The same lawyer that helped her get that illegitimate guardianship over her. Sorry, not the exact same lawyer, but the same law firm, which in the eyes of the law, that's the same thing. That's not allowed. It's called a non-litigation conflict of interest. Not only was that the same law firm that helped her to get that guardianship over him in the first place, and then helped her to redo all of his estate planning documents to make her beneficiary, her and Jennifer beneficiary, and a random cousin, Ronnie, I guess. I don't know who he is. He's a stranger to our family, honestly. Like, I don't know who the hell he is. Never heard of him before my dad died. Apparently, now they're best friends, supposedly. According to him, and I guess only him.